Since the HAA spring meeting, again, will not convene in person this year, my ode as your poet laureate, again, with a tip of the hat to our poet Seamus Heaney, is recited, like last year, from outside my kitchen door. Our pandemic deja vu all over again? A salute to Larry Bacow, Radcliffe College, and the med school. A spirit moved. John Harvard walked the yard. Books stood open, the gates unbarred. I quote Seamus Heaney because he's a real rock star and I'm not. So imagine the gates are not unbarred because I'm quarantined and locked out of Harvard Yard with my ode to Radcliffe and our med school stars. Wait, seriously, what, as your poet laureate, am I supposed to do? What's funny about a pandemic deja vu? The TV talks back and works when it wants. Are you there? Each Zoom call's like a seance. So what do you do if you're caught repeating in a deja vu? Maybe discover the past and add a touch of voodoo. So let's travel back before Zoom calls and the cell phone. Even before the yard was the yard and Harvard's home. Before the roaring 20s and all the glamour and glitz. Before the gates were unbarred because they didn't exist. And Widener and the new dorms were just completed. Is this deja vu what's being repeated? Back 100 years when tea was served on a credenza? Back to 1918? To the Spanish flu. Yeah, the influenza. There were Harvard heroes, but some got fooled. Radcliffe quarantined, but Harvard briefly opened the school. Oops. Radcliffe wrote a feminist musical spoof to poke fun about a group of men who fell in love with a smoking gun named Ina Fluenza and kissed her mouth on mouth and were quarantined to Bertram Hall, renamed the Pest House. And HMS emptied out its classrooms and came through to study each patient's cough, sniffle, and hachoo. Great professors like George Minot and Dean David Edsall, under pressure heroes with their backs against the wall, cut loose their students to create crimson glory and turn a dying world into a living laboratory. But though they risked their lives for their fellow man, Harvard still made them take their final exams. But this time, it's all different. There was no way we would let this become John Harvard's Groundhog Day. No, this time we turned an influenza into a blessing. Austin expanded its plans and our profs kept professing, with new teaching tools like Zoom to raise the dead to the dean's list. While the med school brilliantly kept the COVID cases de minimis, and new off-campus viral labs where you can blow stuff up. I'm so retro, I once tried that with a cherry bomb and a cigarette butt. But no, this was no reboot of some pre-zoot suit goof. No, because this time there weren't no oops. So behold, a spirit moves and John Harvard walks the yard. The books will be reopened and the gates will be unbarred. And Larry Bacow, hats off for your leadership and thank you for the quarantine that saved us from some horrible centennial deja vu.